Hi, I'm Chris Devine, and welcome to Six String World. Okay, by now you've probably heard the news that Guitar Center has filed for Chapter 11. Now, that doesn't mean that they're out of business yet. It just means it's a reorganization under bankruptcy to see if they can be turned around at this point. Now, I'm not going to get into the specifics of all this, but it could go either way. Some companies have come out of Chapter 11. Gibson did it a few short years ago, and they seem to be doing okay. There are people out there that would be happy to see a large corporation like Guitar Center bite the dust. You know, some people are not into that type of situation, and I totally understand it. If GC goes under or even recovers and comes back, it might be at a smaller level of sorts. It does open up some possibilities. Some manufacturers have had exclusive deals with GC, only selling their products or specific limited runs only available at Guitar Center. And over the years, a lot of manufacturers have been kind of seeing the handwriting on the wall, so to speak. They haven't jumped ship, but I've seen more than a few companies reaching out to independent music stores, ensuring that they have a dealer presence in physical stores that aren't just Guitar Centers. Now, YouTube videos are great for gear demos, and we're into stuff that tends to really need to be in our hands to get a good feel for it. The shape of a guitar neck doesn't really translate super well verbally to sometimes for people. The sound of an amp or how a pedal sounds, you really need to be in the room to get the full effect. Online is great, but it's not going to cut it into those situations. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing in your local independent music stores, you'll start seeing them carry some more items than they have in the past, and possibly even expanding their selection. I know most retailers only carry what they can sell, and if GC goes away or gets a bit reduced, inevitably the little guy may end up getting some more attention from manufacturers to sell their stuff in their stores. In the greater Boston location, at one point, we had 4 music retailers. We had E. Wurlitzer's, Daddy's Junkie Music, we had Mars Music, as well as Guitar Center. And during that time, there were a bunch of small indie mom and pop music stores that still did very well. They had their niche. They carried certain brands that the chains couldn't, and they carried certain brands that other stores wouldn't. So they kind of ensured their own little success in that sense. They also, a lot of them had very loyal clientele, whether it be for products, but a lot of them also served the community doing things like lessons. Online did take its toll for a lot of the used market. Things like eBay and Craigslist and then Reverb really brought in great deals for used gear for the buyers and the sellers. And I'm not knocking that. It did cut away a lot from the used market that you would be able to go into a small mom and pop music store, find something on the wall, and be able to get a really good deal. But even back in the day before the internet, there was the Want advertiser and the classified ads, and you could always buy used gear and get good deals. It just took longer, and online still, again, sometimes that takes longer too, because it takes a bit of time to get that money in your hands and get the guitar out the door, or the item out the door to the person that's buying it. You get more money as a seller, and as a buyer, you get good deals, which is great. So the used market definitely did eat into some of these smaller mom and pop stores, especially shifting to online stuff. The big thing also was the economy. When the recession hit, a lot of these small shops did close up. Rents in Boston are high. The overhead is not cheap. There were a few stores here and there that's kind of made it through, but the retail landscape has very much been reduced in our area. And there's really, I think at this point, only 2 music stores in Boston proper that I can name off the top of my head. One is a Guitar Center, and 2 is Mr. Music in Allston, which is an independent dealer as well too. Now, this time of year, you'll see a lot of ads for buying local or buying small. And it's something I try to do throughout the year, and not just for music related stuff. Anything I possibly can, I try to buy from a local and independent dealer if I can. It's hard for small mom and pop stores to carry everything, but I always give them first shot at buying for any of my retail needs, especially for music stuff. During this whole COVID mess, I went and bought strings from a couple of local music stores just to make sure, I try to do my part. I'll definitely use the strings. It'll help them out, and that's great. I have done my share of online shopping this year. I have no problem saying that. I bought a lot of stuff. Basically, had to buy it online just out of availability. It does serve a need. But I still always try to give the little guy a chance. They're part of my community, and it's sometimes great to have a relationship with a small shop. They know you're going to buy from them in the future, and they'll tend to take care of you in the long run, usually, which is great. The second thing is if they have it in stock, you don't have to wait for delivery, which is great. So it's a really good thing. So I know I kind of throw a lot of retail and other things on here, but the bottom line is always try to shop local. This video is going up just, I believe, the week before Christmas. So ordering online right now is always a bit of a, maybe it'll get there in time. And even COVID, it has affected shipping times because big places like Amazon's and stuff like that are overwhelmed, and they seem to, it's definitely tougher for them to get guaranteed the 2-day shipping. So right now is kind of the best time to shop local for pretty much everything, because you can get it right in your hands. It's one of the, I know it's a lot to cover, but anytime you have to fork over your cash, it's not a bad thing if you shop at a big box store or online. But the small store is always my first choice. And if you can support them, hopefully they'll be supporting you in the long run. Local music stores always tend to be the hangouts as well, too. And, finding gigs is always kind of one of those factors that does come into play when it comes to having a small local music store in your area. So it definitely is one of those things. It's part of your community. And in the long run, the smaller stores generally, I think, offer up a bit more for what you're actually getting. Anyways, that's about it. What do you guys prefer? I mean, do you prefer big box stores, or or do you prefer the smaller shops? Are you concerned with Guitar Center closing? If there's a local store in your area, maybe throw their name in the bottom and the comment section below. If you like this channel, please hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon will let you know when we have new videos up. If you like this video, please also give it the thumbs up. And if you want to share this, there's a little button somewhere down there for that as well. And you can share it with social media or email or texting to whomever. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.